drop.
2 seconds left. It's going to come down.
Favor making a third as he looks up. Make it up. He finds the drop. 3. Stunning here from
Final round of this qualifier, the open section, of course. I am Lynx, joined by Benny for the final game of tonight. And well, Benny, I don't know how we could possibly top just the full package that was the previous series. Hopefully this game will.
Yeah, hopefully this one is a bit more interesting. Just to say that last one was interesting as heck, though. That
one was definitely interesting. I don't know what kind of characterization that was.
A mishmash of chaos, but maybe this will be more serious. We got some teams that are on the cusp of making it. They've got to make sure they win this game to keep themselves in that top 16. We have Didn't Ask versus Silent Patience. I think right now, Silent Patience is what, 14th or 15th, and we have Didn't Ask is, or maybe the other way around. I think Silent Patience is 12th. Didn't Ask is like 14th. So
either way, point being, whoever wins this makes it in. Whoever loses doesn't. So kind of important overall. At least I would say so. Maybe you disagree, Benny, but I feel like this game is important. Can we agree on that?
I think it's important. I don't think they're out per se, but their destiny is in their hands.
I would agree. I would say so as well. And here, for Silent Patience versus Didn't Ask. Silent Patience have, of course, attempted the qualifier run many a time. They have yet to fully make it in just yet. They've made it to close, though, so they're hoping to regain some of that success here. And Benny, thank the Lord, 4 different maps today.
Thank the Lord. Thank you for listening.
Happy. We got Clubhouse, we got Cafe, we got Oregon. Well, if you want to go the order, we had Oregon, then we had Clubhouse, then we had Cafe, and now we have Villa to end things on. Sure, no Bank, Chalet, or Coast, but still four separate, distinct, unique, separate maps. And I'm happy about that. No repeats today.
No repeats. Hey, let's see how they do on Villa. Another map to work through, but still, yes, yeah. No Chalet, no Coastline. We're sticking to those staple T3 maps, staple amateur team maps, but better than nothing. Better than what we could have had. So we'll see how these two teams do, and I'm interested. Maybe to see how Silent Patience do with the new players on the team.
I'm as well. The Snows has been there for a little bit now. I'm also intrigued to see Didn't Ask. They've always seemed to upset teams either at the right time for their standing or just at the right time with all the eyes watching. Now is a great time to make the closed qualifiers. All they need is this victory. That's all that separates them, is this best of one. If they do it, this will be one of the higher heights this team has achieved and give them a shot at making it into the regular season. Can they do it? Will Silent Patience, the CL favorite, do what has seemed impossible so far, and that is actually be a Challenger League team making it to the closed qualifiers? We'll see if it happens, as of course, the setting is Villa. The teams of Silent Patience Didn't Ask bans to be determined, as it's Didn't Ask starting out in the defense, and they have the first shot at breaking the trend of Thatcher.
I don't think they're gonna break a trend. It's qualifiers, so
you don't think that?
I don't think that. It's qualifiers. It's Villa. You're gonna probably ban Thatcher most likely. And then that for it, they're gonna probably ban either Flores or Habana, and then it's gonna be Mirror and Valkyrie, as per usual.
You didn't need to spoil it. Could have at least made. You could have like built up the mystery a little bit, like, what are they gonna do?
They're gonna ban Thorn.
They're not gonna ban Thorn. They might ban Hibana, of course. Common ban Flores is something we see on Villa as well. See, though, saw Zofia banned earlier. We could see that come out if you want to take down one of the fragging operators at the forefront of the attack. Oh, they actually take down the Finka. That is not a ban we see often, but similar mentality to a Zofia ban.
I guess, yeah, Finka does kind of bring more than Zofia does. Valkyrie ban next, that's crazy. But the fact that Finka can heal you as grenades and a Gone 6, so let's go off. And that's just seen also with the LMG. So seeing Finka banned out isn't too crazy. Mirror should be next, depending on how things go out, because usually Mirror on. Actually, it's Kaid.
Well, this should make attacking at least a little bit easier on sites like, especially Trophy and Statuary, not having to deal with that Cade. Of course, there could still be hard reach denial on, say, the triple wall, but you'll need to stack maybe a couple mute jammers on it, bring Bandit, use the Bandit battery. So opening those things up, especially with Hibana on the board, makes this a lot easier. You have that ranged breach, and you don't have to try and fandangle some way to take down Electro Claws, which, especially on Trophy and Statuary, putting one high up on the ceiling and one in a cubby inside a bathroom, for example, can be very difficult to deal with and be very troublesome for teams to try to make work. So for the attack, this actually has a lot of tools available to Asylum patients that could allow them to get more rounds early on than you might normally expect on Villa.
Could be, yeah. Actually, yeah. Usually seeing that those electric claw inside the bathroom was ridiculous. You're not getting the wall open, but
Yeah.
mirror
You're,
is available.
you're at least not getting that panel open.
Yeah, you're not getting that one panel over on the left side, which is kind of the side you need though, because it's kind of the side that cuts the rotate. So that was kind of crazy, but we'll see here how the mirror is available, but not being brought by Didn't Ask, who started off on defense. So they are bringing that same kind of denial though, having the, of course, that Tachanka use that Shamika launcher to deny a plant to go behind the vault, or maybe even play top of main stairs like we've seen and try and deny people from walking up those main stairs. We'll see probably Hawk and Snoop play this for a moment and try and stop it if they go for it. So we'll see how Asylum patients take this. If they're going to go for the main stairs push, the buck is in the handoff from Titans, so they're probably going to go below at least and try and create some havoc with that skeleton key, push some of those players back, maybe even get a pick from below.
That would certainly be the ideal situation, specifically onto the Tachanka. No smoke on the board does mean that a lot of the denial will be on Swoofsauna's shoulders, that and Nico with the C4, so it could be a little bit problematic in that regards, but thankfully Asylum patients aren't going for a main stairs take right now. They're starting very heavily on Master Bedroom, Trophy, and Statuary, where there are some players right now, Delta Force specifically, I believe just, has barricaded 2 doors now, so they know he's over there, and Rainbow moving quickly to hopefully capitalize on that position, but the Malusi's already gone away, and he'll cut down that barricade, but there's no Malusi hiding behind it.
Look at that Malusi of Delta Force will go downstairs. A C4, well, actual impact to him actually too. So maybe if they are to try and open up those holes from study side, you can go below, try to impact trick it from below, something like that. But at the same point, we'll see how they go forward and where Delta Force goes to, or waiting for a chance to flank up the stairs. It looks like Nico's gonna be one with an MP5 holding an angle. See if someone peeks through, does get some shots his way, but he's gonna back off. So at this point, Didn't Ask should be understanding that Asylum patients are mostly coming from this north section towards south section, Titan below with Skeleton Key, looking to find a pick, and someone's on those red stairs. Does he see the head of Hawk, but no Hawk. Great shots, finish off Titans, and at that point too, getting rid of that deal with that Skeleton Key could be big for the players on site.
Now, of course, Evan will rotate back, though Delta Force still holding main for just a little bit longer. Nobody over there, so you can be relatively safe for the moment, not having to worry too much about anybody pushing over there, as Asylum patients are still heavily focusing on this side of the map. Flipper taking a lot of damage through that vault drone hole. One manages to cross. That's the sledge shooting open a hole at the top of that wall to send a nade on over, trying to destroy any hardware now on the opposite side. Some flashbangs sent, preceding it, and there we go. You can now open just one little X-Kairos hole, but important because Swoofsauna's position there is a lot more uncomfortable. Still alive, though. He sends out a Shamiki grenade, then fully swings Skull Door. Takes down Nat. 2 kills so far for Didn't Ask. Swoofsauna's first, and he can still use these Shamiki grenades to great effect, and they only grow in power as the time dwindles down, with 9 remaining now. He had 11, 2 more used to burn just 5 more seconds of time or so. First kill finally goes Hawk's way inside his study, though, so an important position, but still plenty of obstacles in Asylum patient's path. Now slowly lessening. A much bigger kill for Rainbow, a more confusing one to be the third, as Delta Force somehow loses that fight, catching Rainbow mid-reload animation. Nico isn't able to stop Flipper as he gets behind the map's table. He can't get the kill. Snows can capitalize off of his confusion. And now Snoop in the 1v2. Flipper falls off the plant. He doesn't finish it. Now Rainbow has to pick up the diffuser and try to win this out. Confusing plays all around, but Snoop's not in the position to deny it. Rainbow can get the bomb on the floor, but still low HP. Snoop can win this fight very easily if he swings him. He decides to play it safe, move back into games, but that does allow Rainbow to get this position, to play passively inside of 90.
Wow.
Do they have intel on the diffuser? That is the question. He's moving over to Vault, and there he go, catches the Wamai off guard. I want to say that was a well-played round with Asylum patients, but honestly, Benny, I really don't even know what to make of that final minute. I really don't.
It was only possible because of Rainbow in the first place.
That is true. It was entirely opened up by Rainbow, but even during it
was mainly a north to south take, and from there they opened up the vault wall, and from there it was kind of just if that play from Rainbow didn't work out, if he didn't have quite the impact he did on Study's side, I don't think it would have happened, because you saw members like Snows, you saw members like Swiftwater, like Snoop playing aggressive, taking fights and winning them time and time again against Asylum patients. And really interesting there too, the fact that there's some aggression from Asylum Patients, despite the fact they just kind of have to, stop the plants. The fact that we saw one member from Didn't Ask just sitting there trying to shoot the Habana who was planting for like the longest time, definitely kind of oddities here and there.
Yeah, it was. Well, a lot happened. We'll say that. A lot happened. We'll try Aviator Games again, as for the most part, aside from Rainbow going massive, the defense went fairly well. Swoopsana was not really countered. He was able to get a lot of his denial out, stall the attack out quite a bit, as Asylum Patients were progressing, I'd say, pretty well, even though they started losing some bodies. They still were able to open up that wall inside of Vault, deny Swoopsana from playing there, but it was really Rainbow pushing into Study that was the saving grace for Asylum Patients, because even then, Swoopsana was in a very good position to continue denying the push in from Skull. Probably going for the same strategy here. We'll see if Asylum Patients vary up their take, but if they don't, they're going to need to be a bit more proactive, and it's gotten a lot harder because of Delta Force.
Well, at least it's not Rainbow, the main fragger from last round, but still losing 2 sets of grenades, or one set of grenades early on. Still not great for the side of Asylum Patients. Nat playing more aggressive. Well, not playing Nat. Nat was trying maybe on the stairs by himself, and Delta Force in a great position just to capitalize on some unfortunate carelessness from the side of Asylum Patients. They're going to push through. Again, going for this north-south take from, again, on this AVG defense. And they're going to run probably into the same issues, and we're going to see somebody from Asylum Patients do the same thing. Will it be Rainbow once again to make that play inside of Study? I want to do it earlier without losing members early on like they did last time. And the first pick was a Cock in this position who was playing Red Stairs.
Thankfully, nobody pushing down below him right now, because that position is a little undefended. Somebody could push from Memorial and probably get a kill, but no, Delta Force actually now rotating into position to aid out and make sure that nobody can push him from down below Memorial. That is good. Now, Hawk has most of his bases covered, but Nico supporting in for maps as well. This can sometimes be the problem of this position. You might lose a body while trying to clear it out. One player holding a tight angle outside of the statue doorway escapes punishment, and so does Nico as they both cross respectively, and neither takes any bit of damage. That does mean Asylum Patients still on the back foot right now. The Jaeger will rotate away, and him and Delta Force will instead stay down below, rotating back later, and Asylum Patients have yet to find much momentum beyond the control they've achieved previously.
Yep, same thing. Let's Titans this time on the 90 window to try and stop any aggression from the Son of Didn't Ask. But looks like they're going to once again open up this hole, and again, Flipper taking heavy damage in the foot by Swoopsana through the drone hole. Again and again be happening, and that's just more damage to maybe finish off later on. They can open up this hole, push off Swoopsana from playing the vault. Otherwise, again, you need to see someone from the side of Asylum Patients to go to that Study side and take fights, because otherwise it's just a one-sided push. Maybe if they're able to open the full hole into vault and walk in, they could try and, push in and take fights again against unsuspecting members who didn't ask. So otherwise, they still destroy this future chamber though, so it looks like they're struggling to open up vault, and with that not opened, it's another angle they haven't gotten clear of, in another place that another way they just can't push into sight.
Yeah, and in an even more uncomfortable position, Swoopsana was not only able to waste the attacker's time, but even get a kill, and that was with the vault wall opened. Now with it closed, he can get all of these lineups he's likely practiced repeatedly out. Delta Force with his second kill of the round. Asylum Patients finally get on the board, and it's Rainbow with still one of the only members of... Honestly, I'll be real with you, Benny. There was not a lot going on in that round. There just was not. I'm just...
You're just mid-play playing. Okay, I'm done now.
I'm not done. I want to be honest. I started stumbling over my words, but let's be real with ourselves. What did they have, Benny? They got 90 control. They couldn't even open the wall.
Oh, they didn't have many control.
Rainbow got 1 kill. That is it.
Yeah. They couldn't open up vault. They had 90 control in a sense, but they didn't push into classical and actually take fights or destroy the shield that was holding classical. They just kind of walked through Skull, rushed into sight. Rainbow sure gets a pick, but nobody else does on Asylum Patients. And then Rainbow runs into another member playing main stairs. He gets finished off, and that's the end of the round. So, yeah, Asylum Patients not showing us a whole lot when it comes to their strategy here on Villa.
You just try a new site, though. Asylum Patients can see if this one goes better. See if they can get, Well, I guess Snow's got a kill. To be fair.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I like that Snow still has WW in his name. As if he's not been off of that team for, 3 months now? Actually, that might not be 3 months.
That's how he keeps his checkmark on Twitter.
How long has it been since he was on Wichita Wolves Academy?
I actually don't know.
At least a couple months, right?
I think, yeah, at least been a couple probably, yeah.
I don't know. Time is starting to blend together, if I'm being honest.
I'm not the best person to keep track of this kind of things.
Fair point. Well, again, trophy statuary defense coming out from Didn't Ask. Mira left on the board. Don't believe we saw her on the Aviator Games defenses. We'll see her on trophy statuary. You have a Mira to aid the astronomy hold. Of course, if Snoop gets pushed back, you still have a Mira window to make sure the attack isn't fully comfortable once they push into that position. Though I imagine, given how Silent Patients play, no, never mind actually. Nat is the only one on the study side of the map. Hawk is there with a Mirror window as well, who, if he wants to, could maybe get a kill on Diana and take down Nat, who is a little bit isolated from the rest of the attack right now. But everyone else might be going for a direct, I think, Benny?
I would expect so. They're probably all going master side, but with the,
Yep,
the
there they are.
intel he has, you think that he would be able to, someone could pinch out Hawk. Because otherwise, it's kind of a waste of time and a waste of grenade from Nat's side just to be sitting here, just staring at that Mirror window. And Nat has a great drone on Hawk, but can't do anything about it. So he's just going to pull off, join his team on this side. Delta's in a great place to try and flank one of the members. He's walking around, and I don't think either member knows he's there. And Rainbow definitely has no clue that he's just walking downstairs. And Royal, and again, solo plays. What are they doing?
Yeah, very a silly way to lose your Zofia right there. To lose the opening duo as well. And your top performer right now, by the way. Though it's only 2 rounds in. Plenty of things could change. Hey, maybe now that the burden is no longer on Rainbow and it's shouldered to the other 4 members, now we see them shine in this position, even though they're down a man. Crazier things have happened. Problem here, they do have master bedroom control. They don't have much else. They have to use their utility, or if they want to take gunfights, hope that Didn't Ask presents them with an opportunity to trade this back, make it a 4v4, or go further and make it a 4v3. But if Didn't Ask are playing discipline, that's not going to happen. They could sit behind, say, the Miro window looking into astronomy and make life much harder for Titans, for Snows, for Nat or Flipper, anybody else pushing into the site or astronomy. That is not going to be likely a winning strategy if Didn't Ask don't start peeking. 50 seconds remaining, less than a minute. Over more than 2/3 of the round, Silent Patients have now spent on this side of the map. They've progressively done more damage to Nico, but it doesn't result in a kill. And it's, in fact, the Maestro who gets the 2nd kill of the round. 3rd as well overall for Didn't Ask, not the 4th. No, yes, the 4th, as Nat is able, well, not able to get the kill onto the downed Maestro. Didn't Ask successfully bait the Maestro. And now Titans is the only one left. What are they to do?
It's like they had a hard time getting the wall open. In that point, the only real other control they had was Titans on the window and Astro, but they weren't able to get full Astro control even despite Titans being on the window. And even with Astro control, the mirror makes it so Astro control isn't even that important for the defense. So other than just having that control of master bedroom and trying to then push through, just kind of walking through those barricades, walking through the doors, walking through the breach into crossfires made by the defense, there's not a lot you can do there. And this kind of regards some of those players need to push up to different positions and try and take a different fight, because otherwise you're just walking to what Didn't Ask or expecting.
Well, so far, hasn't been the best rounds from Silent Patients on Villa Attack, but, I mean, hey, then again, you know, it is Villa Attack. I mean, it's not exactly the favored side, but still hoping they'd put up more of a fight, what we've seen so far. Haven't tried every side. Maybe Kitchen will be where the stars really align and they all start shining in their respective positions. Big thing they'll have to counter is, well, as you can see, Swoofsana 6 picking to the Pulse. That's, well, obviously the style they're going for. They're going to use that heartbeat scanner down below, use the Pulse of C4. They don't have much beyond that. Only Nico is the other one with the C4, so it will also be focused on the actual players on that top floor, and not just, say, trying to create a minefield for the attackers to walk across. But still, with that bit of intel always being relayed to Asylum Patients until they actively deal or minimizes the Pulse's importance, it's just something else that is going against Asylum Patients right now in what has been a very lackluster start to their attack. And it doesn't seem like this is boding very well with the Pulse now on the board, something that can very well shift entire rounds if he's not dealt with.
That's interesting because it's really difficult to deal with him too. Because usually on site, just giving intel to his team, unless you see us, didn't ask it aggressive. But you're probably gonna see Swift Saunders on site giving intel to his team, and it's difficult to deal with that unless you bring maybe an IQ and pinpoint his position. Otherwise, he's probably just gonna sit in sight with no regard or no real danger to his life. Just give intel to his members upstairs, help them play their positions, and we're gonna see how Asylum Patients play around that and see if they can even then, despite the intel disadvantage, they can still win those fights against members of the defense here. As well, if they go for the room kill in the first place, looks like they at least drone through laundry. Maybe see a member inside laundry. Snow's going for a different angle, and the rest of the members upstairs are still setting things up, doing what they need to do, make sure they have that roam upstairs is ready and a ready welcoming party for the members of Asylum Patients. As there looks like they're all going to the basement.
Well, there's at least some. Oh, wow. Yeah, you can just see 3 members setting it up. Is that pantry stairs right now? Where is that?
No, that's red stairs.
Is that red? All right, I guess they're 3-man setting it up red stairs, and everyone is dying except Rainbow, who has got a kill in this round. That's certainly good, but everyone else has died. LMG go burr. 150 bullets. You love to see it. Swoop Sonic, hey, the pulse is taken down, Benny. It's just come at the cost at 3/5 of Asylum Patients roster. Rainbow's position also now revealed because of that Banshee. He can't seem to shake. Him and Flipper both struggling to find something to do. All catching the Zofia off guard as Rainbow goes for a solo play. No info. Base checking. Flipper has to now fight. A defender behind a deployable shield, and with another Banshee on that doorway, his position actively relayed. C4 tried and attempted to be sent over the wall. It's shot as it's caught on the top of the reinforcement. Flipper with no more flashbangs left. He tries to make a play, tries to send a pre-fire, but Benny, in all likelihood, this round is over.
Yeah, that was a different play from the Asylum Patients. They were looking to just push up the red stairs, push through the, that closet for Memorial, walk right and take fights. And you saw, well, unfortunately, like Link was saying, sure, they got a couple kills, but it costed them most of the members on the attack. And the last 2 members of the attack was Rainbow and Flipper, who were both estranged from each other and dislocated. One's pushing through Memorial, one's pushing through Laundry. And at that point, too, you saw Rainbow die, unfortunately, to Hawk, pushing through towards China, and Flipper's all by himself inside the laundry trying to make something of it. So really, it just seems like, again, Asylum Patients, that strat book, that strategy from them seems not exactly a lot. I don't know how many pages it seems like single-digit pages in the strat book.
Silent Patient strat book was Herman Cain's plan for legislation.
You lost me, ready?
Okay, I knew you wouldn't get that. For context, there's a famous clip of former Republican presidential candidate Herman Cain in the 2012 Republican primary saying that under his administration, they would only allow small bills amounting to no more than 3 pages.
Interesting.
So the obviously reference being that you call the Silent Patients a strat book, which would normally be fairly sizable and maybe take up a whole binder, small, much like Herman Cain's plan to make legislation, which should normally be broad and comprehensive and very well written in 3 pages.
Gotta make like the font size like really small per page.
I guess that is one way. It'd probably be like 0.5 font though.
Yeah, get a magnifying glass trying to read that.
Benny, what was that round? Like, what was it? Wiping the bit aside, what was that round? Like, really, just what was the plan?
It's the same thing like when people just rush up pantry stairs. Same exact thing.
But at least that's in the site.
They were technically near the site. They were adjacent.
Oh, shut your mouth. Shut up with your technicality.
Like, you never expect them to just rush up red stairs, push into the closet, and then run Memorial. You never expect that. Totally.
Rainbow and Snows are still the only ones with kills.
Maybe this would be the one very quick game of the day that we didn't think was going to be quick.
That would be ironic, wouldn't it, that the final game is the quickest one. Not many games have finished yet, so there is potential. Well, obviously, aside from, forfeits and things like that, there is still potential that we could be the first done today. If didn't ask, are the quick about this or Silent Patients don't wake up? It seems more the latter, to be perfectly honest. It seems...
I just don't know what they're doing. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's very, very, how I'd say, simple attacks where they're just trying to push straight in and take gunfights. And well, that's a very mishmash way of doing things where you're just kind of risking it and thinking that if you just win these gunfights, you'll win the game. That's all I gotta do is win gunfights. Easy, right?
Well, hey, if they start actually winning gunfights, not a bad strategy. Could work out. Another prom, well, really there have been a lot of proms for Silent Patients, to be honest. They have a lot of drones right now. Can they find Delta Force on a flank down below? Of course, Hawk is the low-hanging fruit right now for the attack. They know he's on red stairs, so he's probably playing this position. They know there are likely people supporting him. That's going to be the primary focus for Silent Patients. Can they also, in the back of their head, keep a mind on Delta Force's position down below? He's part of that support for Hawk. Him and I believe Nico inside of the site are the two prongs defending Hawk, and something they need to be careful about if they try to clear out Jaeger. You can see Snow is anticipating this. He has an angle open up to watch and see if the Melusi gives himself away. Hawk now moves backwards down the stairs. This is exactly what we've seen Delta Force, or Didn't Ask, excuse me, do previously. Waste about a minute and a half on this red stairs extension, then rotate back to the site, and now this is where Silent Patients start to struggle.
Well, let's see this time they can actually hopefully open up this vault wall. Swasana once again watching that drone hole trying to take the feet off of one of the members on the attack. But this time it looks like they try to burn the ADS grenade over to destroy that mute jammer. I don't hear the grenade going off. It looks like it's being pulled finally. Thrown over the floor. There goes the mute jammer. They can actually open up this vault wall. That's big this time. They can actually deal with Swasana, push him off, and then have someone go, well, I would say someone go to a different direction, but Delta Force, last time we saw Titan go on the angle, well, Delta Force is there ready to take that fight, but Rainbow, and you kill onto Hawk to start us off once again. He's been the big performer for the team, and he's doing just so once again.
There we go. Nat finally getting a kill on the board. Rainbow also going massive, but Delta Force shuts him down. Able to take down the player inside his study. Snoop taking a hell of a lot of damage on that long angle, but he does a lot and dishes a lot out in return. Nat put to low HP. Snow's pushing in from Vault. Could be the saving grace of this, though, as Delta Force might not be expecting the sledge to swing, but Snoop gets a shot on the diffuser. The coverage not watching study. A major misplay from a common position not being watched. Delta Force can now cover the diffuser as well. A triple for the Melusi so far. Snows has to play his cards right with only 10 seconds remaining. Sees the head of the Melusi. He's able to cut her down. But Snoop on 1 HP. Does he have time? He's not even watching. He doesn't know! Snows can win it out. He finally gets some kills on the board and gets a Silent Patience, their second round in quite a long time.
Again, that was quite a round from a Silent Patience. They were able to open up the vault this time, which is big. Getting that vault open, cutting off the rotates between the defenders, and then you saw from there, well, maybe you didn't see, actually, I didn't see it either, but the picks were a big thing. Delta Force, sure, he gets rid of the 90 control, but while he's doing that, the rest of his defense are dying to Rainbow, to Snows, to other members of Titans, not Titans, to a Flipper on site. That's big. They get that control, they get that opening picks they need to push in. But despite that, they didn't have full control. Those kills were big, but that didn't give them the control they needed to really get the plant down. Snoop, able to walk through study, able to stop the plants. You saw Delta Force still play inside of games and stop another push in. And then from there, it was all on Snows in a 1v2. And good job to him, but also a slight miscalculation from the last player in Snoop. Despite knowing that he was on site pushing out of games into Classical, he didn't expect Snows to just run to the hallway and take that fight. And well, Snoop only had like 7 HP, he had a bullet of death.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue right there. Is that 1v2 is very winnable because, oh no, he's got to find the Wamai and go for the frag. Oh wait, the Wamai has 1 HP.
There was like 7 seconds left, so it could have gone either way, really.
I mean, yeah, I suppose, but
Snoop should have kept moving.
Because of the 1 HP, the Wamai would like have to keep sprinting.
He should have kept sprinting. 7 seconds left. You just gotta keep moving.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but it's you got to make a stand somehow. That was his decision. And the nice thing though, a Silent Patience, if they get a 2-4 attacking half on Villa, that's honestly where you want to be. That's the funny thing, is even though the other 3 rounds have looked abysmal from them, and even the ones they've won haven't exactly been stellar, they got what they needed. Now they can just hopefully go to their defenses and wipe the taste out of their mouth. And hey, if they get a 3-3 as well, looking pretty good. Of course, Trophy and Statuary wasn't the best go for them, as I'm sure you can attest, Benny. As they try to go for a bedroom direct, they opened up, I think, part of the wall, maybe, but they gave away bodies down below, gave away bodies pushing into astronomy, and there really wasn't anything going their way.
Yeah, it's kind of issue when you only bring the Hibana. You just make that small hole and that small breach. You just kind of walk through, and someone with an Aldo just watching it. It's very difficult to actually walk through that breach at that point. Then you also have the crossfires from the trophy side. So this is the issue with only bringing Hibana, only having those small holes to push through, and why it's difficult. Now Nico's impact tricky. great job to destroy some of those impacts, but there's some of the Skyros, but again, because it's Hibana, you can just throw 2 at a time, and you can waste those impacts out. Nico's last time was playing by the statue. This time he's going to play close up to the breach. Delta's looking for a chance maybe to get an angle on somebody, but now he's not downstairs stopping the Zofia of Rainbow, who was that person downstairs. So now, if nobody's playing that position, he could actually maybe make that push up Astro and take control Astro, but then the mirror is going to be the big point if that mirror actually works out for them or not.
Nico moves to a position he is very familiar with playing, of course, one the attack might hopefully anticipate. Now with the wall at least partially open, they can deny any play close there. That is very good if they want to end up going for, say, a bricks plant later on in the round. Snoop also inside of Astro. There you go. Rainbow pushing solo up the stairs, but there's Delta Force down below. He was inside his study earlier. Now he's rotated all the way down and on the opposite side of the map to take down, again, that big player, one of the only really good players at least in this game, for Asylum Patient so far. His C4, less impactful, as it doesn't really do an inkling of damage to anybody on the attack, but can make them a little bit more scared, and that might be enough in the end. With their key entry taken down and still all stacked, stuck inside a bedroom, this isn't looking the best for Asylum Patient's attack, as it's all very one-sided, pushing through either one breach and 2 doorways. And if they go for even that latter option, they're spreading themselves a little bit thin. 30 seconds left. Nico playing close on that brick store, waiting for the contact. Not going for a solo play up Astronomy Stairs. Can Delta Force anticipate it? Snows is down, and he's not turning his back. There we go. Nat opens things back up. He gets Astronomy control, but there's still that mirror window watching and allowing Swoop Sana from getting... Or no! Flipper's there. He's able to deny it. Titans also with another kill into the site. Is the coverage there? Nico could still win this out if the Hibana falls. He puts Nat to 50 HP, and there we go. A 3-3 half for Asylum Patients. And what is a good round from them is a good note to end on for what has otherwise been a poor attacking half, despite what the scoreline might say.
Yeah, that was scary there, because again, it's a one-side push. There wasn't other real control from the side of Asylum Patients. But the fact that you still had, Rainbow going and killing Snoop, sure, you did get refragged by Delta Force, but still, Delta Force then needs to take his place on those Astro stairs, and then you saw there, of course, Nat then take another kill onto them, and also getting the pick on the member behind the mirror window. It looks like that shield wasn't quite in the place to, cover that person behind the mirror window, allowing to get the pick through the little sliver of the shield, stop the person behind the mirror window, allow the Astro push to even push even further into Trophy. Was huge there from from Asylum Patient. So those little bits were able to glimmer of hope, so able to push through, give them that 3-3 half, and now when we go on to what we see from Didn't Ask, they can have a better attack compared to Asylum Patients, because yeah, despite the 3-3 half, we saw some not great attacks from Asylum Patients, but hey, they brought it back. They even salvaged it.
Well, they did. They did salvage it, and at the end of the day, your rounds can be as sloppy as you want, but if you can still get yourself a good half and then try to make up for it on the next half. I mean, you could still have an equally sloppy second half, but hey, it's the round count that matters. Doesn't matter how you win, so long as you win. That's what they did. Out there 3-3 half, moving the Aviator games. Hopefully for them, they might be able to get themselves an easy opening pick. You can see Delta Force moving to the Nook. I imagine this is a play we actually see a little bit more often than you would think. Not commonly, but still something that I've seen enough times to remember other examples. Delta Force in the Nook can creep his way up red stairs and try to acquire early 90 or early skull control or pressure. Maybe get a kill as well if maybe the defense isn't all too aware. But actually right now he's moving over to master bedroom side, so never mind.
I wonder what the Nook's going to be really good for at that point. If he's not going to be that sneaky, roamer on the attack side.
I mean, maybe try to go for a sneaky entry?
Could be. There's a one player on the defense. There's 2 players actually on the defense who are roaming around. Rainbow gets picked to get some test shots into him as he's playing this angle, trying to stop that push into the closet, playing these 2 reinforcements inside of Statuary. Those Habonic X Kairos will push him off for the moment. And I believe there is a player down below Astro Stairs who maybe Delta Force is looking to take a fight with as he's being droned out for the moment. It looks like Nat's looking for a chance to kill somebody jumping in through that Astro window. Oh, Delta Force first pick here. He runs away. No, he gets away in time, actually. So no, too late on the jump. Won't get that pick, but Nat gets picked off running downstairs by Nico. I thought Nat was going to take out Nico who jumped the window, but I guess never mind.
Well, if you actually heard, I believe he caught him off guard, but whiffed his shots. Unfortunate. Happens to the best of us, and because that hatch opened up, the sledge is able to catch him on the rotate back down brown stairs. So nothing comes of the Nook entry, but something does come of the Roan clear, though it's a bit more at Nat maybe misplaying it. But now Delta Force can go the full potential of this Nook. Try and go on red some place down below, maybe go for a nade down below as well, or move up main stairs later on in the round. Ooh, but somebody spots him through holes made inside of the site. That Snow's on the Tachanka right now, but Delta Force pays it no mind. It creeps on past anyway.
He's looking on down, walking by for the moment. Can he maybe make us play up the main stairs when nobody expects? A grenade in his pocket, pulled out to try and deal with Snows, but nobody's playing that position right by the billiards. He's playing a different position, so the Delta Force at this point should signal he's below. So Flipper should have a great angle through those vertical angles to stop him if he does go main stairs. But he's going to throw another one, destroy the shield, because the shield over by the Aviator boy, that Aviator map is important. You got to destroy that shield. Make sure they can actually push through Skull later on. Looks like the grenade will go out, I think, or did it get caught? Oh, it actually exploded in the wrong place, unfortunately.
Unfortunate. Delta Force will, either in response or separate from it, just join his team. 5v4 right now, 30 seconds remaining, but struggling to gain entry into the site with the smoke canister and 14 Shumika grenades separating between them and the site. It's difficult to picture them moving in through Skull doorway without suffering an immense amount of damage, especially with study control anything but certain. Titans dodges a nade. It could easily get a kill on the Yana as they vault in. That's exactly what happens. 4v4, and now one player stuck on the balcony. Can he win this fight? The Jaeger manages to dodge it for the moment and win it in the end. Snoop now pushing up Book's hallway. The last one alive isn't long for this world either, and ASYLUM patients on the back of that denial and some unread positioning win a very solid round as their first defense.
Well, a little more complexity to that attack from Didn't Ask, but still, unfortunately, not coming too much. At least you saw Delta Force going below, trying to use grenades, trying to catch someone off guard on the side of the defense, sure, to get rid of Nat early, because he was caught off trying to deal with Nico jumping through the window. But other than that, Delta Force didn't get much on below. He was able to destroy utility. He was able to get any picks through those grenades. And then from there, they try to go for the steady control. But the big thing is time. It's efficiency. They weren't quite quick on those takes. They weren't opening up vault. So they had to go kind of rush for that steady control. And you saw their members like Titans, who was playing the corner study, just playing that well, waiting for the eventually of Didn't Ask pushing through and catching members like the Yana, who jumped through the window, didn't know he was there, and then catching also the Habana, who did know he was there, but still, it's a 1-for-1. You're trying to pre-fire someone in the corner, and Titans played it well in that position. So, unfortunate for them, but side patients, pretty good defense so far. Sticking discipline, not getting too aggressive, and playing it to the utility that you are, kind of intended for.
And again, if you have a sloppy attacking half, you get those defenses, doesn't matter in the end. Hey, trophy statuary, the next site up. Benny. Will we see Didn't Ask go for a Master Bedroom Direct? Which, actually, no, think about that now. I have not seen a Master Bedroom Direct in quite a while.
Yeah, usually they go for Astro, or they go for that north to south take, like, or south to north take, where they take control of, they deal with the extension. But with the mirror on the board, I guess dealing with the extension can be a pain in the butt.
That's true, but I also feel like just going for a direct is also a pain in the butt, especially, obviously there's no mirror on the board, so it's not applicable here, but especially just in general. Placed on
well, if you're going to go for a direct, you think they'd bring like a thermite instead of just the Habana.
But close breaching on Villa can be a little bit difficult sometimes, so I can at least kind of get that. Plus with
yeah,
the Habana,
you can bait out the impacts with the Habana and then just go for the thermite.
No, why don't you shut your mouth? Stop talking back. What is this? Who do you think you are?
Well, at least this time, ASYLUM patients aren't using the mirror, though, so there's not quite the formidable obstacle on this Aviator game side, so it shouldn't be as difficult for Didn't Ask to push their way through and, well, push Nat back to site.
Well, Nat will start retreating early on, so clearly not holding it too aggressively. It's not fully necessary to what's going on, but he's still playing, maybe to try to get some more drones. If he doesn't think there's pressure coming through, he might go back later on. Nope, not get that drone moving into 90, so 7 drones will remain for Didn't Ask on the board right now, but also they won't have to worry too much about anybody playing inside of Aviator games because, well, everyone has left. You don't need to worry about Snows playing down below alongside Rainbow inside a kitchen, though. If they do rotate over to Master Bedroom later on, which they should rotate to Master Bedroom later on, they will have to worry about those C4s down below. Delta Force might be going down, but if he's not careful and they haven't droned it out, he could easily get flanked on red stairs.
Somebody's in the closet, too, lying down. Well, so there's still quite a bit of things to deal with, though. It looks like Didn't Ask is aware of the presence below.
Did they drone him out?
Force. Oh, did they know he's there? No, they don't.
Oh my God, they didn't,
Snows
dude.
in the corner, not droned down, misdroned by Didn't Ask. He's gonna take full advantage of
Man.
that. And from there, well, they still haven't gone for that master control. Looks like maybe at this point Rainbow's taking some damage, but with time is ticking, they still knows he's lying down in the closet.
Oh my lord, please don't. I am actually on my knees right now. I am on my knees. Dude, please look down. Oh, thank the Lord, they looked down. They saw him. Oh, and he's dead. Okay.
Thank God.
Oh, Benny, just give me like a couple seconds. I should breathe.
Well, at least Snows are
Okay.
gonna C4 off though from below onto Nico, and so at this point, it's that play onto sight. It's those members downstairs. It's much more. At least the strat book from a Silent Patient's defense seems much more robust.
I was about to say, second C4 goes out, though, and it's not nearly as robust as the first one, but you've already made it a 4v3, and with 30 seconds remaining, that could be enough to win out the round. Just play close, play your angles, play together, and you should be able to win out this round if you don't give away any engagements. Snoop sends out a flashbang, but that C4 on the triple panel is still up, and there is a player playing directly behind it. That's a difficult gunfight to win, and so far, it's all the gunfights around it that are going Silent Patient's way right now. Flipper gets 2, Rainbow gets 1. The Silent Patients get their 5-3 halves. They are flawless on the defense so far.
Looking good for a Silent Patience. Maybe just to take this on defense. That was a great defense. Didn't Ask. Well, maybe the strength book was a bit more robust, but fundamentals seem to be more the issue. Not droning out Snows in the corner. Well, at least they dealt with, I think it was the Jaeger of Titans who's sitting below the window. So at least they had to deal with that. But despite having that control, they still were able to deal with a downstairs control from Silent Patients. That C4 did end up killing someone later on from Snows. Rainbow also the C4 didn't kill anybody, but still pressure on those members. And from there, because they didn't have that control elsewhere, they only had master control at that point. The members elsewhere that were pushing from that south and north side were C4'd. So it just becomes that one-sided master control, like we saw from Silent Patients in their attack, despite Didn't Ask starting off, clearing that extension, trying to clear downstairs. So good job to Silent Patients. Great job on their roam. Go on to kitchen and dining next for them.
Oh, and if they can win this, that is match point right there for Silent Patients, and they barely even had to break a sweat on this defense, where if you contrast this with their attack, I mean, it's a complete 180. This is the glow up of a lifetime in terms of side swaps. But Benny, we have some on Didn't Ask side that I love, that I'm a big fan of. Who is Delta Force playing? Who is he playing?
Who is he playing? It's the Ying. You did say Yin and Yang earlier too, actually.
Why did you repeat my question? Just answer it.
I said it's the Ying.
You said, who is it?
It's the Ying.
I already
Yeah, I'm trying to hype
asked
you
it.
up.
Stop repeating it, okay?
What's
It's supposed to be a very succinct, taut broadcast. And you're providing
what's a succinct taut broadcast mean?
not a lot of extraneous word choice.
Extraneous word choice. So like, what's extraneous then at that point? It's like the crazy words, like
No,
large words?
extraneous be like extra, like
Ah,
Delta Force currently resides in study. A nice wood-colored paneled room. Room temperature at about this time of year in the sunny countryside of Italy. As he progresses over to Red Stairs, the deep crimson carpet aligning and moving down the stairwell, he spots his prey sitting behind a cobalt. The cobalt is blue. Sitting behind an onyx deployable shield. Shield slits imprinted. A metaphor for the windows to man's soul. Like, that'd be extraneous word choice.
that would be extraneous. So me repeating your words is also extraneous, I guess, at that point too.
Yeah, I kind of hyperbolized it, but yes.
Yeah. Okay. So well, Oh well.
To go back to the game, that was a very weird bit that I decided to do right there. Flipper is currently sound on C4. It is not blown up. I don't know if it is. I believe it is pre-placed down below, but we did hear it upstairs. So still in a position very close to the statue entrance, and it's Rainbow C4 that actually gets the first pick, not the pre-placed one from Flipper. He just tosses it up, gets the first pick onto the sledge. Benny, that is your soft destruction for a kitchen dining attack. I'm sure that won't be impactful.
Well, that's unfortunate. Lose your sledge early, and Nat's playing that position so he can call out the C4 if they push through. Flipper below with a great angle to stop the X-Caps going off so they can push these members early. Delta pushes in, though. He's taking down Titans right behind him, but Hawk's there, at least the refrag, and Snoop is there to take out Titans. So at this point, that top floor control now in the hands of Didn't Ask. Sure, they don't have the sledge, but
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was about to be very confused as to why Delta Force used all 3 of his Candelas on the top floor hold, but they got all 3 kills of the defenders up top at that. So, actually, in terms of the utility and what the results, can't really argue with him all that much. 45 seconds as well to transfer down to this bottom floor. There is still, I believe, Flippers C4. Either Flippers or Snows. One of it's pre-placed, and Snows has been misdroned. They have to face check this angle. He still loses the fight, though. Great job by Snoop compensating for the lack of intel, and Swoopsana cuts Flipper down soon after that. Didn't ask it their first round, and it might have expended a lot of utility on that top floor, even more than the bottom floor, but it still works out in the end. They got the result they needed.
Yeah, obviously, there's a lot of stock, a lot of utility put in the top floor from ASYLUM Patience, and well, we saw there, well, it was a bloody take from DIDN Ask still, but they worked out in the end. Still getting the kills they needed to, the trades they wanted to, push them all through, and still have quite a bit of time to deal with the last 2 players on site. You saw from there, despite the misdrone, he's able to deal with the first player, and the second player is by themselves in 1v3, trying to bring it back. So great job from DIDN Ask, and really just able to use those kills to push them back. And despite Titans being unread, coming from behind, killing the Ying, and still somebody from DIDN Ask though was then behind him to able to get that refrag. So good job on them, and just it seemed like there was a lot of utility placed there because the fact that they were getting their Skyo shot out, they used 3 Candelas, the raids is going out. It works out in the end because they put so much stock in the first place.
You know what I felt like has been kind of weird about both this qualifier in general, but also today?
Yeah, what's up?
There are barely any results in, like, from actual games that weren't forfeits.
You mean like on Twitter or like?
No, like just like in general. All the games so far, in theory, it's possible the teams are just like not inputting their results, but assuming that's not the case, which would be ridiculous, every game appears to be fairly close right now. Like,
oh, you mean on this round, yeah.
Yeah, on the bracket, barely any new results have come in since the beginning. I think maybe a couple.
Are you talking about how this is 1-0?
Why is this problem? Like, am I not making sense?
I'm just confused because if you just click, it tells you the result.
No, I know, Benny. I'm saying, we had like 4 or 5 forfeits at the beginning. Yeah. I'm saying, in addition to that, barely any actual games have finished.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just been slow. Maybe this is the last round. People are actually trying to win them out. I don't know. Hard to say. But I will say there was a lot of quicker games earlier today for whatever reason, which is odd. But it's also why I don't like one-side games. I don't know. Crazy. Hey,
Rainbow's on low
defense,
HP.
Though. Yeah, AVG defense on the side from DIDN Ask, so not from ASYLUM Patience, I mean. And so far, last time around, it was a bit of a robust attack from DIDN Ask, but it was a bit slow was the issue. Trying to get the study control late in the round and falling prey to ASYLUM Patience who were still lurking in the vicinity.
And then another problem here for ASYLUM Patience, all that utility that was left alive towards the end of that round really made for DIDN Ask. Even if they got a couple kills, they still had to walk through Shamiki grenades, smoke canisters, try to make it into the site. Now, Flores here, that might change things up. Don't really know how much it will. They could send one in through Vault, make that position a bit more difficult to play. I have to see. I think that is the smoke, though, getting aggressive inside of 90. Okay, I was about to say, Flipper will move back. I was like, he might give his life up very early on, and that'd be half of their entry denial just taken off the board. So good to see y'all move back.
Looks like one person Skull, though. Actually, he's playing around the corner. I thought he was playing Skull from right there. He's playing around the corner. Rainbow's in a position if they just run in. Because last time, again, like the waste of time. So Rainbow in a position where if he's not spotted by a drone, he could be in a great place if they rush into Skull, rush in for that plant behind the map's table. So at this point, Snow is going to start doing those Shumikas. The study control, trying to go for the Nats. They're going to start getting around those angles. They're going on the windows. There is a player below. You see Nat below with a C4. Maybe the C4 member pushing into study to help out Rainbow to keep in this position. As smoke comes out, I'm surprised the smoke isn't going to smoke him out.
Wow.
He's just right now.
That's what I was going to say. Rainbow is flirting with death right now, flirting with friendly fire. The Flores drone doesn't spot him either, as it does go in the vault. Same with a nade as well. Still Hawk take the majority of the damage, despite all the utility dumped into vault. Rainbow also the first one to die, as right as he gives up his position, that's exactly where Nico is watching. Replay C4 by Nat, right below the default plant spot on maps. Entry made even more difficult as no, it's actually Nat killed down Nat gets a kill down below match point, looking within Asylum Patient's grasp, but Delta Force goes for the plant behind Vault Door. The C4 is not effective, and they don't have the intel. They take down the coverage with the Shamika grenades, but doesn't stop Delta Force from getting the bomb on the floor. But it's still all the kills going Asylum Patient's way. Nico has to run up the red stairs in a post-plant, clutch a 1v3. What angles does he have at his disposal? The vault wall's been tricky, but have they been able to open it with 2 bodies on the coverage? He's able to get one, down him, get the smoke as well. Snows has to fall off and get the kill, and that's what he'll do. 6-4 match point for Asylum Patients, but way too close for comfort.
That was a scary one there. Great job. Well, didn't ask. Bit faster this time. Definitely a lot faster. Able to get that study control they need to. Able to get those picks. Find out some cheeky spots from Rainbow. But the thing that Nat was able to throw a C4, get a pick on one of the members downstairs, was interesting, because again, they wanted to stop someone from C4ing, which didn't get C4 in the end, but the fact that they had to go downstairs and lose a member anyway, which is unfortunate. And then when they're going into that plant, the cover goes down due to the Shamika grenade. I guess he was too close to the grenade despite trying to hold it. It still hits him in the feet, burns him. He was already low HP and kills him. And then from there, they try to push through. They get the plant down, but it's Nico who's already off site to try to come back to site to keep the plant alive. And he almost had it though. Downs one, kills one, and then unfortunately it's a 1v1, and it Snows at that point, knows his position, just pre-fires with that LMG, finishes them off, and that's it for them to put on match point. So one time overtime, go trophy statuary for them, which could be the last round.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused.
Going based off of history, of course, this could be it, but it's not the end for the SCS qualifiers. If you missed this chance to play, or you're just missing some Siege during the very short break, qualifier number 2 for stage number 2 will be January 14th to the 16th. Just type in !play for more info on how to sign up, where to watch, where to follow all the news, all the sort of requirements and guidelines you need to know. You'll learn there. Learn more from our Twitter and our website. Qualifiers, part 2 of the qualifiers for stage 2 will be January 14th to the 16th. Hope to see you all there, as one of these teams, well, I guess technically both of these teams could be in qualifier number 2. One of these teams, if they want to make it into SCS, will definitely need to play qualifier number 2, potentially by the end of this round. Just whoever wins makes it in. Whoever loses is out.
Could be. This could be the last round for this team. Didn't ask, have to bring back 2 rounds going overtime, and well, last time they attacked this site, well, they tried to take that south to north take. They tried to take control of that Aviator game side and push through, and then have members go over towards that, go over towards that master side. But unfortunately, C4 from below, they were able to clear that roam downstairs inside Memorial. The C4s, the members downstairs, caused that south take, that Aviator games take, that skull push forward to just fall apart. And from there, well, it becomes that one stock master take like we saw from Asylum Patients, and unfortunately that goes wrong, seemingly wrong every single time in this game.
50 seconds in, no chance for things to go wrong just yet. I suppose there was a chance, but it's not been realized, thankfully, so don't have to worry too much about it. Nico moving in through 90, who spots the Malusi, but he's not able to capitalize off of, maybe not even the intel, just the timing as the crosshair moves over the Malusi, but puts Nat down to 50 HP. Still some damage done, but that was potentially the opening duel right there, and it will escape away back into the depths of the site. No momentum gain by Didn't Ask, really, aside from that 90 control. They can start moving over to master bedroom, thankfully, now that they've push the enemy back to bore, back to inside of the site as well, and with half the round remaining, not terrible, but now they need to concern themselves with Rainbow and Titans, but especially Rainbow, that C4, currently inside a kitchen.
Once again, they don't want to be stopped when they're pushed through if they're going from that, that trophy statuary door in or that bore side in. They want to be able to push right through, not get stopped by C4. And there's that C4 actually going off early. That does destroy, makes a bit of fire, but at this point, now they can destroy that shield next is going to be the big part. Impact trick coming out, and that's actually 6 X Skyros thrown out by Swift Sono, so that's going to be an issue. Well, he still has 12 more in his hands, so it should be a bigger issue. Able to destroy that shield too, so one of those shields put out in statuary. It's looking more and more that utility is at least being burnt out. But actually, no, this Vulcan shield's still there. Impact trick once again to stop these X Skyros.
Oh, no.
And if they keep doing this, this is huge. Looks like at this point Swift Sono is trying to at least make a hole with those 2 left, so he's 2 more, and I don't think there's any more impacts available, so he will make a small hole to push these members out, but they can't push through the breach.
No, they cannot. They do have an angle denying that Goyo shield on the triple panel, but beyond that, not much. Ooh, nice kill by Snoop, though. Able to get the transfer onto Rainbow. With Delta Force getting the bomb down, nobody's there to deny. Snoop gets the second kill, and the bomb goes down successfully. Despite all of the denial, despite Flipper and the rest of the defense's best efforts, it's now all left up to Nat, and he's not even long for this world. Miraculously, despite the difficulties and the strife, Didn't Ask are one round away from taking us to overtime in a round that they had no business winning.
I guess that's part of the problem with like the Shmook grenades, because sure, they're great at stopping the push in, but once you get into the site, they're not great at stopping the plant, especially because you have to get that bank off and know the angle depending on where they're planting. So essentially too there, beginning of it very ready. Asylum patients were already trying to hold on to Statue for as long as possible. You saw the amount of impact tricks they had, you saw the amount of the shield there. But unfortunately, there's only so much you can do when Didn't Ask are throwing, Rotero drones or throwing impacts. They're finally opened up the wall, and by the time they, there wasn't a lot of time left, but they still made enough of a hole. Just push those players back out of statuary, allow for them to get into sight and get the plan down. And of course, the only real denial you had there was the C4, which Rainbow wasted unfortunately earlier, and then the Shimiku grenades, which, like I was talking before, if you don't know the angle and where they're planting, they can get that plant down. That's exactly what happened. That caused the rest of Silent Patients to have to just get up, trying taking fights or trying to take back control. And well, the members of Didn't Ask were ready and waiting, welcoming those gunfights, winning them again and again.
That's exactly what we wanted to see from Didn't Ask to make this competitive. They've struggled with basically every site, except Kitchen was the only one where they seemed to find any sort of ground. Even then, it seemed like a struggle at times. But here, now they won Trophy Statuary, it is anybody's game, especially after how good of a round that looked by the end of the game. Can they make it happen again? One thing they need to navigate, Benny, even though it didn't matter much in the end, they still won it, that impact trick was still so good for them. I want to see a little bit more focus on that triple panel, and that does mean taking down below and maybe running into Rainbow and Titans, who will certainly try and provide a challenge to the defense, or to the attack.
Honestly, yeah, if they had been able to waste all the X-Kairos, it could have been a very different round, because they could have kept playing behind that shield in sight. The only reason they had to, allocate or leave the shield was because of the fact they opened up that 2-centimeter hole into, or 2 X-Kairos hole in between statuaries, so they pushed him off the shield. So we'll see this time Delta Force actually making a different play to destroy that shield. Wow, that was a much different Rotero drone, destroyed not only the ADSs and the shield itself. So this is gonna be a very different time around. Let's see if they can still impact trick and play behind this despite not having the shield. Nat's gonna try and play the angle despite being on fire. And this should be a lot easier for Didn't Ask to get open this wall and make this control theirs compared to last round, because yeah, they wasted so much time last time trying to even get in the or trying to get open that wall.
Still on that side of the map, though. Still a long ways away from anything close to an execute, even anything close to the site. And that might be a little bit shorter of a distance than I'm giving it credit for. There are still players down below who can make an impact. 2 with a C4, though one is currently pre-placed and waiting to be blown up. Likely waiting for the entrance either outside of the statue or the trophy doorways. One of the two, not too sure where Rainbow has it placed yet, but I imagine it is somewhere over there. 2 Rotero drones have gone out so far, with the third incoming from Delta Force. Not found anything yet. As Asylum Patients, minute 40 seconds have passed, and we haven't even yet to see this bedroom rotate.
That's like kind of an issue too, and especially because the fact they relocated one of the Vulcan shields. Look, they put a another Rotero drone, try to stop it. Looks like they're gonna go throw that in there, and it should get shot, or maybe we'll destroy this time actually, because nobody spots it out. So
wow.
Another Vulcan shield destroyed. Actually, no, it got muted. Actually, there was a muture behind the shield. That is great from Asylum Patients. Now the question is, can they get this triple wall open? Is someone on master bedroom side? Snow's in a great position too to try and stop them from planting. Again, if they don't clear this bottom floor like they've done before, they haven't cleared it yet in these rounds.
Ooh, and Snows catches Nico exposed in a very compromised position. The nade might not come of anything, but neither does Snows' play down below. It puts Nico to low HP, but it reveals his position. Thankfully for him, Didn't Ask don't have a lot of time. With only 30 seconds left, there's not really a viable option to go down below unless Snoop maybe wants to go for a solo play. He does spot out the mute, but again, playing close with a shotgun. This is a difficult proposition. Spoof Sauna does have the first kill, not the second though. Yes, the second! He does get it. Now Delta Force in a prime position to get the bomb on the floor. He goes for the play though, and Titans cuts him down. Now a diffuser drop. The attackers have to go for the kills. Thankfully for them, it's working. There's still 2 left, and those 2 could be enough to swing this round in Asylum Patient's favor. Rainbow on low HP might give himself up up the Swoof Sana, but he lives for just a moment. Now we enter the post plant, though, and Snow still has some fight left in him. Hawk's body collides to the floor. If Rainbow can get this kill, this round goes to winnable, but Snow's his comrade falls, and all the hopes in regulation and winning this in regulation on a Goya with 1 HP. He smokes Swoof. Excellent crosshair placement, puts a bullet straight through his head with barely a sound made by the Hibana. Now, these other attackers, they might be separated. They provide an ample challenge, and he has no idea of Nico's position. We're going to overtime as we have so many times today. We don't get a quick one today. We need potentially 14 in all 15 rounds, maybe, to see who will make it to SCS close qualifiers.
Oh, that's true. Every single game has been overtime for us.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. It's been, what, 14, 15 rounds every single game.
It's been a long day.
It's been quite a broadcast. Hey, we'll see how this works. And I guess it's been three halves. Nobody's really had a crazy attacker, defender sided rounds per se, but I will say Silent Patience attacks have been one side or the other side of the spectrum is the issue.
Also, do have some updates.
Oh.
Technically, because of how many 6-2s there are, nothing is like officially decided. There are a few 6-2 teams right now, but teams that are definitely without question officially in the close qualifiers are Eclectic, Aerial Arise, and Achieve Esports.
Ooh, cool.
And also, actually, I believe based on how it works out, I think the 6-2 teams honestly might even be guaranteed because there's barely any 6-2 teams. So I'm not going to officially call it just because I'm cautious like that. But I do believe Chess Club, We Miss Benfield, and In Control, team with Jasmine on it, have also made close qualifiers.
Wow. Okay. Seems some new faces come around to the close qualifiers this time around. This is exciting.
One of them being Jasmine. No, I think, to be fair, I think Jazz is a sub. I don't know if he's playing with the...
I think, no, he's listed as sub, but maybe he'll keep playing. Depends on, I guess, if Turbo's available or not, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe. He didn't do poorly.
He did not do well.
He did do
yeah,
he did well.
He did well. He had some shining moments. Exciting to see.
I mean, for all I know, he did terribly in the other games, but the one we saw, he did okay.
I don't know. Rafi still had to go 29 one game, so...
That is true. Actually, if Rafi didn't drop 29 and they win that game 8-7, they're also not here. 2 of their games were 8-7.
I think most of the games have been overtime, haven't they, though?
Nah, the one they just won was like 7... I think 7-3 was the one I saw.
Oh, okay. Oh, hey. It's interesting to see how they do during close qualifiers, but hey, we're not there just yet. We got to see if Silent Patience can show us a better attack here on this trophy statuary defense. Okay, right, trophy statuary defense. We'll see if they can do something different this time. So far, first step, as per usual, is take control of Master Bedroom. Rainbow's going down below. There's a mirror window watching Astro once again, but hopefully Rainbow isn't caught off guard by someone below like he was last time.
Right now, nothing is, not too much has occurred in the first minute, at least nothing to note beyond they do believe get the hard breach denial off of the triple panel. No Kata on the board, of course, it was banned. It means all you have to worry about is destroying one lonely mute jammer, and that is easy for the attack to do. But of course, it's everything that came after that. That was the problem for Silent Patience on this attack. The Maestro playing on Statue, really almost everything. Snoop playing on Astro Stairs. We get to see fully what the Silent Patience have in their arsenal to deal with this. Rainbow does spot Delta Force trying to get aggressive down below, and now he can effectively deny this Astro Mira, but there's Snoop gone unread on Astronomy Stairs. He can trade it out, make it 4-4, and sure, there might not be the Astronomy Mira, but they still have to worry about the stairway before they can push in.
Yeah, last time big thing was the fact that they were able to clear out Astronomy Stairs and kind of full take control of Astro, and the fact that they were able to then get a shot on Sonic here through that shield. So it looks like they maybe placed shield more to the left side facing so they can not get shot through that sliver from the breach. So the question is, can they deal with the second person of Snoop on those Astro Stairs and try and take control of Astro and then push through and try and deal to Osana? And the question too as well, they haven't really opened a full hole into sight from the triple wall. Nico's there ready, holding it for his team, or at least in a vicinity to do so. So at this point, they're still in that kind of rut they've been in the past when it comes to making this push.
If you're stuck in a rut, if you're down in the hole, a Maestro with an Ulta aimed downwards at you is not going to make it easier or make it any easier to crawl out of. 2 drones also only left for a Silent Patient, so if you're hoping to get any late round intel, it is just quite simply not happening. In a lot of these positions, you gotta go off on faith and just take the fight and hope that you win it. Nat making a play down below could be what they need to shake things up and cause enough chaos. See the Jaeger, who was watching that play. Now that he's gone, the Maestro gives away the gunfight and loses it as well. Nat single-handedly turning things into the favor favor of Asylum Patience, but it's even back up. 2v2. Snows with the diffuser if they want to go for the plant, and that's the only one who can cover. They'll try to go, but his coverage just falls. Snow's got to go for these kills, but he'll instead stick the bomb on the floor. Pros do not fake, my friend. But now he's in the 1v2, and he can't react in time. He downs his foe, downs his killer. But that means Hawk is still alive, and means Didn't Ask are 1 round away from making it to closed quals.
So close they are, and that was a round where at least the Silent Patients this time around didn't get stuck in the rut, just sitting inside a master bedroom. At least they tried to make a play. It was Nat specifically to make that play, walking out Red, despite the Jaeger just watching Red stairs. He still loses that fight, and then from there Nat kills the Maestro, the one who was Nico, holding Statue, holding them from walking into the breach, from walking into Statue. He's able to nullify that. But from there, still their trades. There's still members like Swaswana able to stop Titan, able to then leave Snows in a 1v2 as their cover is dead and has to go for the plant by themselves. And from there, unfortunately, 1v2, even then they could not even trade with the person. Like, they had to down to the person and couldn't finish them off. They go down. So good job to Didn't Ask. Can they win one more round, or we're going to have to take all 15 rounds?
After that, I think they certainly have it in them. You mentioned it's been an even half so far, 3-3 for both sides, and neither attack nor defense really able to get an edge, but at the same time, it's been 3-3 halves, but neither is it attacks, especially starting out, were particularly spectacular. But I will say, Didn't Ask, Benny, feel free to disagree if you want to. I feel like they had a better attacking half in the aggregate. They sort of picked it up and made up for, I'd say, lost time and lost rounds towards the end, especially, whereas the Silent Patients really struggled a lot of the times. And the last round, even though they lost, was one of the better attempts that we've seen on this half so far. If Didn't Ask were able to just channel some of the momentum they've had on this attacking half so far. Aviator games has been a little bit difficult for them, I will say. It's not been easy by any stretch of the imagination, but they've been able to slowly work their way on in and at least get in a position to put the bomb on the floor, which a Silent Patient struggle to do very frequently. They can just make that happen again, displace Flipper or Snows, take out one or both of them, or even do the same for any member of Silent Patients, like, say, inside a study, for example. I think they can definitely close this out 8-6. I don't think it's an impossibility.
I think it's an impossibility, but yeah, I think it's really come down if they can somehow either get picks early like they did on that last time, and then also not lose too many people when it comes to execute if they able to get that down. As last time too, it seems like on this attack there was some definitely faster movement, but I feel like they were also just like neglecting other angles they need to push. So we'll see how it goes this time around. Until there's 2 members, maybe 3 members on a roam here for the moment from the side of Asylum Patients, and they're looking to try and once again needs to make it difficult for Didn't Ask to just jump their way through this north side and try pushing towards the south side, towards Aviator Games. Nico knows one's on the stairs, grenade comes out, not cooked quite enough though, it'll just do some damage on that, and he's gonna be able to stay alive on these stairs. At least they should know his position. The other comes out, C4 comes out again, and no kills either way.
Just the utility wasted on both sides, but probably more so for Asylum Patients. And, well, Rainbow on the floor now, talking about not necessarily study players, but players who definitely are the forefront at trying to stop a plant going down with their sheer presence. That's Rainbow, especially in the lobby. He has been felt throughout this entire series. 16 kills, without question, the top performer, having double kills, the next player close behind him. Good pick for Didn't Ask to start out. Now if they're able to clear out this red stairs position and say get a kill off of that, maybe the player playing on red stairs, this is looking extremely good for the attack moving into the latter half of this round. The player there from Silent Patients, I'm not entirely sure who that is. Thought it was Titans, but it's actually Nat. They can get a kill onto the Mute or the Jaeger. This is beautiful, but they instead rotate down with a minute 15 left, go back to the site.
At least this time they're able to throw the shield over by the Aviator maps, so they're able to at least have an angle walking in. But at the same point, we still need to see Didn't Ask to try to create this execute, and that's actually in a position maybe to go for a flank too on top of it. So big thing here is whether or not they can get this, get that flank off to stop the push from Didn't Ask. Though I see Didn't Ask last time, they just kind of got the plant down, and they were picked off one by one trying to get the plant down last time, leaving Nico all alone. The question is going to be, can they do the same? But it looks like they may be even trying to open up this vault wall like we've seen from Silent Patients. Though Snow's in great position, is trying to stop the plant. He's waiting for a great chance. He's just waiting to waste more time with 30 seconds left to go. Nat's in a great position. He's going to walk up his red stairs and catch the Delta Force off guard.
He gets a second kill on the Snows. That's your Smoke's still alive, but the Tachanka taken down. Flipper waiting to send out that last toxic canister. If he times it right, that's 10 seconds gone. And right now the attack, they'll be in the red zone by the time they try to go for that plant. Now on red stairs, he might be full blind. Yes, he is. He still gets the kill nonetheless, but it just didn't ask. Taking the momentum in this round with Nat in the back lines. No, he's cut down before he can have any impact. It's Flipper all alone, and he misses the final shot of the series. Didn't ask. They make the comeback. They make close qualifiers. They take the game 8-6, as I do believe this was the last game of round 8.
We're the last. Well, I guess we were the last ones in the previous ones. Well, I think we were the last one last round, but we're the last ones in the previous two. But still, last round, last map, last game once again, and it was a barn burner of a game, 8-6 in the favor of Didn't Ask. Oh well, I gotta say that was great to see their attacks really start to flourish. And ASYLUM Patience, unfortunately, their attacks they were getting better, but not quite up to snuff compared to Didn't Ask.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Based on how that game started, not only did I not anticipate a 3-3 half for ASYLUM Patience, I didn't anticipate a close one at all. But,
yeah,
to be fair, Didn't Ask also started a little bit lackluster on their attacks, and the defenses for both teams looked pretty good, especially when it came to stalling the entry into the site. That's where both teams seemed to excel, and unfortunately Didn't Ask when it came to who can win the more attacks, as the defenses were unimpeachable, at least, well, in the rounds that they won. Didn't Ask were the ones that had made a lot more progress in this map on their attacks, and the one that looked at least a little bit better collectively. And here, the final round, I think it was the prime showcase for what they did in this series. And they will make the close qualifiers, as I said. And I do believe... I don't like being a liar, so I'm going to check the bracket real quick. I do believe they are... Okay. I guess technically Aerial Arise are a CL team, but it's not the CL team we know. So a CL org is in the top 16, but I do believe that means there are no CL teams in the closed qualifiers. Oh no, Nocturnes is. Excuse me. I think Nocturnes
I'm about
is.
to say it.
Still.
Wait.
Either way, point being, CL teams have fared horribly in the game so far, in this qualifier so far. And even if I'm wrong, and there is one, and Nocturnes does end up making it in the end, that's still incredible, not only just overall for these T3 teams, but especially for Didn't Ask, who are always in these qualifiers and always seem to struggle to really set themselves away from the pack.
I'll say, yeah, it seems like the CL teams, unfortunately, aren't really, well, at least the ones in the qualifiers, aren't quite ready for the Gunners in the amateur scene, which, hey, it's interesting to see, what potential talent is available inside the, the amateur scene to show us off and tell us that, hey, there's more upcoming talent besides our T2 talent.
That is true, definitely. We do have a play of the day, of course, to take a look at. Which of our 4 best of ones from today will it be? To be honest, Benny, I don't remember. But actually, now that I do, I'm pretty sure the Mike and Ike Sweet Play of the Day, brought to you by our favorite fruity and chewy candy here at SCS. I'm pretty sure it's Yusuke and Jazzman's Clutch, whose game was powered up by Mike and Ike's. Am I correct? Roll the tape. Let's see.
I would remember. There's too many games doing rounds.
It's got to be that 2v5. Oh, no, actually.
You're wrong.
No, this makes
Anarchy,
sense.
yeah,
No, this is
on
fair.
the flank.
No,
yeah.
This is, yeah. If you don't recall, Anarchy hit the back on Big Tower Stairs, somehow won that fight, by the way. Still don't know how he did that. And got a 4K to win that round for NCSU. Even though they ended up losing the game 7-5, that and the 2v5 are definitely, without question, the top 2 plays of the day. In terms of impact, I might give it to the 2v5. But in terms of actual just quality, that 4K was very nice from Anarchy, and it is our Mike and Ike Sweet Play of the Day. And of course, thank you to Anarchy for playing, and thank you to Mike and Ike's for sponsoring SCS. But Benny, that's it for the open qualifiers.
Yeah.
Both days are done.
Qualifiers tomorrow. Won't be us, but it's still.
That is
best
true.
of 3s tomorrow.
That is true. It will not be us. It will be best of 3s tomorrow, and I believe it will be Crow and Jonah. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm pretty sure you're correct. Because C-Apps and Cookies did yesterday.
Yeah. So we are not done yet, to be fair. We are still waiting to make sure we get everything figured out. All the games have finished, but there's still, round differentials to calculate, tiebreakers. Yeah. Well, technically round differential, but tiebreakers in general to calculate. We're going to get the final bracket out. We will take a short break, though, just a couple minutes, and then Benny and I will be back to break down the closed qualifiers bracket and who made it in and who didn't make the cut. We'll see you then.
B3, make that a 1v2.
2 seconds left. It's going to come down.
Favor making a third as he looks up. Make it up. He finds the drop. 3. Stunning here from...
Welcome to the NerdStreet Winter Championships, featuring SCS6, a yearly open tournament series hosting the best players and teams North America has to offer, culminating in a community favorite, the Pro-Am. So let's discuss format. During the Winter Champs season, SCS6 will consist of 2 stages, where each stage begins with 2 open qualifiers. Once Stage 1 is complete, there will be an additional tournament offering 1 more qualification spot prior to Stage 2. Through participating in SCS6, players will acquire leaderboard points and cash prizing. The winning teams from Stage 1 and 2, as well as the additional tournament, will qualify for the Pro-Am. The top 2 teams from the leaderboard will also qualify. As we approach the end of the season, the final qualification spot will be determined through a last chance qualifier. The Grand Finals of the Winter Champs SCS6 will feature the return of the Pro-Am, where the top amateur teams have an opportunity to define their talent against the North American Pro League. But in the end, only one team will be crowned Winter Champs. Sign up today and make history.
Oh, I love the smell of a cup of joe in the morning. With roach. Oh, hello.
A letter has arrived, sir.
A letter. For me. You have been cordially invited to compete in the 2022 Winter Championships.
Wow.
Featuring multiple game titles, competitive leaderboards, over 25,000 in prize money, and glory. By golly, time to get some headshots. What a perfect time to tell a story. Gather round, everyone, and hear the tale of the NerdStreet Winter Championships. There once was a tournament during the season of snow, filled with contenders of might with names Deez, Ligma, and Joe. Players rose from their beds from the east to the west to compete and prove which players were best. Through weeklies and monthlies, the hype did climb, as soon came the grand finals. Locations in due time. Aspiration and community was preached to the masses. Amateurs became legends. Mavericks supporting their...
I was gonna say glasses.
The road was a trying one, wrists aching with cramps. In the end, victors rose. We call them Winter Champs. Before they departed, they left us these words. Our journey's just begun. All thanks to the nerds. Oh, how I love that story. I think we will compete. What do you say, Cheeves?
I can compete, sir.
I suppose better bring the KD up. And you should too. After all, if you're a competitor, this is the circuit for you.
B3, make that a 1v2. 2 seconds left. It's gonna come down.
Favor making a third as he puts up. Make it up. He finds the draw 3. Stunning here from...
Final time tonight. Welcome back, everybody. We almost have the bracket live, but we decided to come back and drum up some tension real quick. Who will be in the closed qualifiers? Well, I mean, if you pay attention to the battle flag, you already know. But I, Lynx, joined by Benny, will guide you through the stage and the setting for tomorrow and who will be playing and who will be playing whom.
Alright, it's gonna be interesting. Got 16 teams.
Will it be
who are
interesting?
gonna battle out. I hope it
want to
is.
push back on that idea real quick. Will it necessarily be interesting, Benny? It could be boring. It could be dull, for all you know.
I think it'll be partly interesting, depending on what side of the bracket you're on.
Going for the wishy-washy answer, I see. Interesting maneuver.
I think it won't be entirely boring. Maybe for some games it will be, depending on who you're playing.
Interesting. Well, of course, we do know guaranteed that some teams are in. Of course, I do move my mouse. Do believe that Eclectic, Aerial Rise, and Achieve are guaranteed to spot the close qualifiers, and I believe the 6-2 teams as well. So Chess Club, We Miss Benfield. Who's Benfield, by the way? Who is Benfield?
No. Benfield is.
I don't know. Who is Benfield? I want to know. And why do you miss him? Were they such a great person that you had to miss them? I don't know. I'm curious. And then we have In Control, not to be confused with In Control Nation, who I actually believe do not make it in. So,
No,
again,
they didn't make it.
ironic how that works out sometimes. As the teams that I know for an absolute certainty made it in. And here we go.
Here we go.
Now,
There we go.
the bracket reveal. Benny,
Who is mean?
who is mean?
They made it in. Oh yeah, they're number 16 actually.
I
They made it in.
I didn't look at them a single time, so I actually don't know. I'll find out. Benny,
Slimy Nick, Nacho, Maniac, Adapt, and who are you peeking?
That's actually who In Control beat in their most recent match. I actually remember that.
Oh,
I think at
okay.
least. Unless Yusuke posted the photos out of order.
That's gonna be an interesting match.
Next up are Wichita Wolves Academy versus West Garfield Park. Well, West Garfield Park did have a 5-3, and that was the scoreline you needed to hit to at least have a chance at making it in. They did manage to come out, and I believe in the bottom 8 out of the top 16 that made it, but they still made it. They'll fight Wichita Wolves Academy, who are the 8th seeded team. And next up, we have Chess Club versus the only Challenger League team. Well, the only official Challenger League team to make it in. There is technically CL talent on West Garfield Park, but the only official CL team to make it in is Nocturnes, and they will fight Chess Club, who are looking to be one of the better T3 teams right now in terms of established teams.
Yeah, I didn't know much about them really, but I've seen both cast of those players, and they look pretty good though in that game though. So I'm interested to see how they do against Nocturnes, seeing if Nocturnes can deal with that aggression from Chess Club and that way they play. But it's Shadow Realm versus Weemus Benfield.
Again, who is Benfield? Is he in the Shadow Realm? If they win this game, will they win Benfield back, and will he be on the roster? All that and more will be answered tomorrow if you want to watch the closed qualifiers and see more of these teams. Aerial Rise versus Gremlins. Great team name, by the way. Its simplicity is beautiful. And
Did you watch the movie?
No, I actually have not. I just like the word. Plus, Aerial Rise, again, technically they aren't the CL team, they're just the CL org. Then we have Noob Slayers versus Didn't Ask, the team we just saw beat Asylum Patients 8-6 to make it into the qualifier. Will be going against Noob Slayers, who they got Trist, they have Pengu. They've been doing pretty well in the qualifier so far. They one of those 5-3 teams that made it in.
And then we got Achieve Esports versus Widow Kitties, which Achieve Esports have been showing us up.
Widow Kitties made it in?
Turning heads, and yeah, Widow Kitties did make it in.
I'm just glad I don't have to say that name anymore.
And then finally, of course, In Control versus Team Gusick, which could be a barn burn. Team Gusick were quite a team, but In Control have been showing us that apparently certain players like, analysts and casters can actually play.
Well, based on what we saw, I don't know if I would say analysts can play. You wouldn't exactly have the great performance. We know the players can play, though, and Yusuke did very well. Jasmine also did pretty well in that game, so I'll give credit where credit is due. In this case, me saying nice things about Adam, so I got that. I will say I wouldn't touch the game within a country mile, though, because I'm not giving Adam more screen time than he deserves. That's why I'm not casting tomorrow. Funny enough, Benny, since we're not casting tomorrow, when, where, and with whom will the closed qualifiers be streamed?
Tomorrow. Actually, are they going to be co-streams tomorrow? Actually, too, my question.
Tomorrow. I assume there'll be co-streams. I'm sure they'll give...
assuming super co-streaming.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm sure they'll give it until tomorrow. But of course, if you don't want to go through all the hassle of finding co-streams to watch, you can find the closed qualifiers right here on NerdStreet R6, where Crow and Jonah Jayswills will be guiding you through the games tomorrow, talking over them, and showcasing some of these best of threes on stream. And of course, just before we go, if you're not interested whatsoever, and you're only interested in having another chance of making it into SCS Season 6, type !play in the chat before we go off the air to get more info on our other qualifier for stage number 2. They take place January 14th to the 16th, and if you just want to watch or play in them, either way, that is what you should do. Type !play in the chat to get all the qualifier info you could possibly want. Benny, that's it for us for tonight. That's it for us until that second qualifier. So anything you want to say before we sign off for the night?
No. Hey, good night, everyone. Good to see you all. Thanks for coming by. We'll see you next weekend.
Farewell, my friends.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's been a good night. I say goodbye.
Everything is twofold. It's joy, it's pain on the other hand. And what happens when the one that you love is the main cause of your suffering? I need you like I need air to breathe. I need you. save me? Please don't let me drown. 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 Whoa. Give me all of your lies, 'cause you're my demon in disguise. I learned to love the cage you keep me in, but the walls keep closing in, and I don't wanna die, but your poison feels so right. Why do I want you when you're bad for me? My perfect storm, my beautiful catastrophe. My perfect storm, my beautiful catastrophe. I'm drowning with all of this darkness surrounding. You need me like you need air to breathe. You want me to save you from me. I know that you're trapped inside this wave. Who's gonna save you? Who's gonna save you from me?